Hey guys, this is Pete with Crunch Time Coaching, and very, very exciting. Rafael Nadal has just beaten Monfils to get to the quarterfinals of the Australian Open 2017. Very, very exciting. What we're going to do today is we're going to break down the match, number one, and then we're going to start to talk about what are Rafa's chances to hold the trophy again, which a lot of people out there did not think he'd be able to do. There's been many people have been writing him off, thinking with all the injuries and that he's getting a little older, that his style of play wouldn't be able to hold up over 2 weeks, and that, just grinding everything out just wasn't going to get the job done anymore. And now Rafa looks like he is back. He looks like his old self. He's got a lot of confidence, and he says that he is feeling fit again. And so it's really good news. I think that today was kind of what the doctor ordered. It ended up being a tough match, but for a while it was pretty routine. And I think after coming off his last 5-set match, this is what he needed, although it did get tight. So let's talk about why Rafa won today and beat Monfils. And it's interesting to me that Monfils is number 6 in the world now. He's had a great year. If you've been following him, he's kind of quietly had a great year, racking up a lot of wins. But it seems like when he does play these top guys, especially legends like Nadal, he just does not bring his A game. And it confuses a lot of people. I think he gets a bad reputation out of the way people see him perform in these matches, thinking he does not care because he does some things that just makes you scratch your head. And today was no different. He came out of the gate just looking like he flat for whatever reason, flat, and Rafa was very aggressive. One thing about Rafa that the commentators kept mentioning, Rafa throughout his career has been known to stay far back, but when he plays on the hard courts, especially when he's playing well, he gets better playing closer in. So they were showing how Rafa was dominating the control of the points, where Monfils was playing further back. Monfils wasn't stepping up into the court when he had a chance to do anything with the ball. Patrick McEnroe kept talking about that. And he also would just do these plays where you're just like, well, what is he doing? Serving, volleying when that's not really his thing. And he wasn't very successful with it. It's not like, okay, he's not normally a serve and volleyer, but look, it's working today. And what I started to figure out is that Monfils just does not, especially in big matches, he does not play well when he is even or ahead. He is not comfortable. He is much more comfortable playing from behind. And this is not to say that he does not want to win or he does not care until he gets behind. I think it's actually the opposite. I think the big moments like this really, really intimidate him, and to some extent has some sort of performance anxiety, to where it's odd. I know it's weird because he loves to perform in front of a crowd. He loves to play in front of a crowd. He loves to obviously showboat. But as far as like getting down in the trenches with somebody, playing to where he's really playing to win, he cannot seem to do that when he is even or ahead. When we saw him get behind 2 sets, then we started to see the man that is number 6 in the world. We started to see him bear down a little bit and go head-to-head with Rafa and start to take the court away from Rafa, start to play in closer and step up and go for those winners that people were frustrated with, grind it out with Rafa. So this match came down to really one thing, and that's discipline. Rafa played with discipline, where the whole match he played champion style tennis to where he knew his game, he played his game, he never really went away from his game. He did get a little nervous when the match started. One thing that I was impressed with is Rafa's willingness to go down the line with his backhand and hit some winners off of that side. And I thought that was pretty cool. And when it got tighter, Rafa got a little more defensive. That's probably my only knock on him this match is in these last couple of years when he's been trying to make his comeback, he does get a little tight and pull back on his game, maybe play a little too conservative and defensive when he's starting to feel the pressure. But he's still always playing to win, a disciplined style of game, a focused style of game, where Monfils, when he is playing and the score is even or he even pulls ahead, he then totally goes brain dead for like no reason. There was one point, I believe, in the fourth set to where he had a game point or it was deuce. It was a very big point, and he had 134-mile-an-hour second serve. You know, now you as a spectator, I'm sure as the coach, you're just going, what in the world is he doing? But I think it's more of a nervous defense mechanism. I'm not even sure he's aware that he's making these decisions. And that ended up being the difference in the match, where he never really allowed himself the chance to really take victory seriously, because every time he would fight to get close, he literally would make these crazy decisions, serving and volleying, you know, just hitting slap happy style winners, where Rafa played his typical self, where he's going to make you earn every point. He's going to fight for everything. But now he's also playing with more confidence, and he's more fit than he's been the last couple of years because he's been battling these injuries. So that's my take on the match. I'd like to know why you guys think that Monfils does this. I think after watching the match, it's not that he doesn't care or doesn't try. I don't think that anymore after watching this match. I have been confused by this in the past, but I really now think he gets so nervous that he does not even know what he's doing. You know, like it's weird. I've seen, the only reason I can say this is I've seen some junior, I'm an online tennis coach, and I've seen some of my junior players do this. I've seen some even adults that I've taught do this when the score gets even or they get ahead. They do not know how to handle that situation, especially if it's against a player that they respect. And we know that Monfils obviously respects Rafa and does not believe that he can beat him on a big occasion. So then he just kind of goes away. Now, going forward for Rafa, he's got to play Raonic. So I want to know what you guys think. Obviously, he's going against somebody now that's going to have a huge serve. It's a completely different style of game to where Monfils is a baseliner, should be, although he was trying to serve and volley today, which didn't really work well, and can chase down balls, you know, way back in the court. It's not going to be the same. This is going to be a struggle for Rafa to try and control the baseline. You're probably going to have to see him back off and play a lot more defensive against Milos. So let me know what you think. Is he going to beat him? I believe that because it's a 5-set match and because Rafa, he just beat him in a 2-set match a couple weeks ago, I think that Rafa's confidence is there. I think he's going to figure out a way to get enough serves back in play to break and win. So this is pretty exciting. I now see it a very real possibility that he's going to the finals. I don't see how he's not going to go to the finals. And once Rafa gets to the finals, if it's a one-match, winner-take-all match, he's a tough guy to go against. And on the other side, it looks like we might be heading towards Stan versus Roger matchup. And history would say that you'd have to like Roger's chances, but in the last couple of years, you'd probably have to give Stan the man the advantage there. And I think that this is going to be interesting because Roger, I think, is sharper right now. He's tending to start his matches a little sloppy, maybe a little nervous, but when he settles in, he's like old Roger. Stan, I don't think, is on his game. They talk about how he is slicing a lot more of his backhands rather than coming over it and ripping it. But he now has got the history like these great legends, like a Roger, like Rafa, like Novak, like Murray. Now he has the history to draw back on, to where he knows the familiar feeling of what it's like to make it deep in a major and what he needs to do to win. And he knows that he can beat these players. So I find that a very intriguing matchup. And I don't know who to give the edge to. I think if Stan plays his best tennis, I think he's got I know this is weird because Roger has every shot in the game, but I think Stan has this more brute strength and firepower. And in the last couple of years, when he gets on his game, no one can really beat him because he just hits through people. So even though I want Roger to win, I think Stan has a slight edge there. I think if Roger can get through him, he will be in the finals. I would love to see a Rafa and Roger final. That would be my ultimate pick. I would love to see Roger win, but of course, when Rafa gets there, he's had Roger's number a lot, and I think that will just kind of be like an instant classic, and I think they'll fall back right into their old roles. I don't think even current playing form will make a difference. I think they're just both going to feel like, it's 5-6 years ago, and they're battling for Grand Slam titles again. And so let me know, guys, who do you think is going to win the Australian Open this year? Who's going to be in the final? You have some other players I haven't mentioned. I'm not going to go through everybody, but lots of people are saying that Dimitrov is also playing very well and has a chance. So is this going to be where we continue to see legends win the Grand Slam, or is someone going to break through who has not won a Grand Slam yet? Let me know your thoughts. And thanks so much for watching today's video. Please, if you enjoyed it, please like the video, because that really, really makes me feel good. We certainly want comments. You can see that if you watch my other videos I've been doing on analyzing these matches, that we have a very interactive crowd, and I'm very much a part of that. And subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. And once the video becomes live, I'm live now, but once it settles down on YouTube, I will also put a free training somewhere right here in this video, so you guys can see and learn some stuff about tennis, because that's what I do. I'm an online instructor. My website is crunchtimecoaching.com. And thanks so much again for watching today's video. And I hope your favorite player wins the Australian Open this year, as long as it's Roger Federer. All right, just kidding. Bye.